Now I'm at the point you wanna be with me. I'm vibing out at a higher frequency, cause everything that I want and I'm gonna be, it's when I wake up, that's when I start to dream. Someone you love is talking down, here is the plan. Let it fall through like a handful of sand. Nothing happens overnight, what you must understand. If you dwell on the bad, then you don't stand a chance. Something you want upset, saying why it ain't mine yet. That's because now you have yet to change your mindset. People don't put their mind to rest while they're so wired. A lot of people go to sleep and wake up tired. Power of positivity and persistence. Say that I can, we'll just sit back and witness. Make an impact when our time is done. Make money, help people, and have lots of fun. Whoa.
Welcome to 2 Minute Drill, the first pitch only show that features entrepreneurs from all walks of life competing each week for more than $50,000 in cash and prizes. Hosted by legendary entrepreneur, sports executive, and investor David Meltzer. 5 contestants have just 2 minutes to deliver their most convincing pitch ever. Who will fold under the pressure and who will thrive?
Congratulations, great pitch.
After the pitches are complete, the judges will deliberate to decide our champion.
You violated some amazing rules.
Will they rise to the occasion?
Give us more of your heart and your passion rather than what you felt like you had to say.
What is it that we need from you? Because that's where you're going to get somebody.
Will they blow away the judges?
We're going to run off. Wow, that was probably one of the best pitches I've ever seen.
Will they be crowned champions?
You are the winner of 2 Minute Drill.
David Meltzer hosts 2 Minute Drill.
That can help each other, and it's a laws to live by training. So I've taken some of the laws to live by, and we're going to teach those for about 30 minutes, and then take some questions, as always, from the amazing community that we've built here and around the globe and other platforms as well. But before we get to the laws to live by training, I'm going to introduce the amazing Captain, the incredible Nick. He is a young man that has never failed to surprise me of his potential. Nick, can you set the room for us?
It would be my pleasure and my honor. Happy Friday, everybody, and welcome to David Meltzer's Power. I'm here in the best community on Clubhouse, of course, the Breakfast with Champions. It's 6 a.m. Pacific here on the West Coast, 9 a.m. Eastern, and as I said, first half hour, we're going to focus on the laws of life and then prepare your questions.
It's actually, hold on. It's the laws to live by.
Laws to live by. So we're focused on the laws to live by, and then as of course, David is pouring into this incredible community. And you have your questions for the second half hour, use the hand in the lower right-hand corner of the screen to go ahead and request to join the stage, and we'll aim to bring you up. And as David is getting started, let's continue to share the room with all of our friends, family, colleagues, anybody that we believe would be an incredible conversation. David, turning it back over to you for the laws to live by.
Thank you. And so many different things to look at when we're trying to enjoy the consistent everyday, persistent without quit pursuit of our own potentials. Certain laws that come to mind that help to create stability, or at least a baseline to plateau and grow, not live in the myth of Sisyphus, pushing a boulder to the top of a hill just to have it roll down to the bottom of the hill each day, feeling as if we have no progress, no potential, or even worse, living our lives like tubes, food in, food out. And I believe the first law to live by in the Laws to Live By training is just the law of gravity. The law of gravity says you are here. You are here on this earth. If you throw something up or someone drops you, you'll be here on earth. And so we have to reconcile the fact that we are here and we are living in the present. And therefore, we have to understand past and notate that the meaning of the past is all that limits us. And we have to understand that the future, well, infinite in its nature, is only limited by ourself and our self-image. We will never overachieve our own self-image. It's the law of gravity that says we are here, we are present, we are in the right place at the perfect time. We have everything that we need because we are here and we are stuck on this earth in an infinite, abundant, unified system of thought. And yet we are here. And in that law of gravity exist man-made constructs of different limitations for the day. And the number one limitation for the day in the law of gravity is 24 hours. You are limited each day by the time it takes a particle of light to leave the sun and hit the earth. And everyone on the earth is living with and beyond and through the law of gravity. And limitations of the law of gravity is time, 24 hours. And so when we look at the law of gravity, we have to be at peace or at ease and be grateful that we are in the right place at the right time. We have to be grateful to find the light, the love, and the lessons of the past, and be grateful that we have unlimited power, unlimited potential, and unlimited self-image. And when we live with the law of gravity and the limitations that it presents to us, we then can pick and choose the limiting actions, words, thoughts, beliefs, and feelings that best serve us. If we can, in the majority of the time, in the majority of the 24 hours, live within that infinite, abundant, unified system of thought, we then can reconcile it with the limiting actions, words, thoughts, beliefs, and feelings, and then pick and choose the ones that best serve us, not trying to extend some kind of superhuman power, because the law of gravity states we are here on earth, limited by the time that we're given today to be productive, accessible, gracious, to be active, to understand and utilize our time here today within the context of the law of gravity, to be productive, to provide value to others and to ourselves, to be accessible to others and access for ourselves, and to be gracious of others, find the love and the lessons as well as ourselves. It is the law of gravity that is a law to live by, that we cannot get past or stuck in the past or stuck in the future. We have to live by the law of gravity, that we are here at the right place at the perfect time in order to effectuate the ability to enjoy the consistent, everyday, persistent, without quit pursuit of our own potential. It is the law of gravity that keeps us grounded in radical humility. The second law to live by is the law of attraction. The law of attraction, for some of us, may seem a little bit too woo-woo, but for me, it's not at all. It's a matter of physics, quantum physics, and metaphysics, that likes attract likes, that what we put out there will also create a frequency that resonates with other people who, or things, or events that have the same frequency. It's the law of attraction that says, I am not, this is what I want people to think I am. It is a law of attraction that says, what am I doing to interfere with attracting what I want? And therefore, when I look at the lessons within the context of the law of gravity, I look at the law of attraction that says, not only am I responsible because I am here and present, but I am attracting to myself. And therefore, under the same context and relative to the law of gravity, I say to myself, what is it that I'm supposed to learn? When things occur that I'm not planning, notating that I cannot understand or know outcomes in an instantaneous manner, that it's always subject to the unraveling or the revelation of time. I cannot understand outcomes, therefore I should not give them judgment or condition in my life, but I have to trust the law of attraction, that my thoughts, words, beliefs, and feelings have attracted this into my life. And the purpose is for me to learn what I'm doing to interfere with what I want. And so no matter what judgment or condition, the instantaneous occurrence in the present, in the law of gravity, I am here to learn from it. Not only what am I doing to be responsible within the context of the law of gravity, but what am I doing to attract this to myself, and what am I supposed to learn from it? The law of attraction raises our awareness to what we do, say, think, feel, and believe, raises our awareness to not only what resonates with other people, but raises our awareness to what our essence is, what we can notate with the clues and the patterns and the choices that we make, what we are, our essence of the skills that we have, the knowledge of who we have attracted in our life and what we've attracted in our life, and then adapt and adopt and expand into a better choice, a better position, a better situation. But in order to do so, not only must we know the law of gravity that says we are here and we are in the present, taking the meaning of the path in order to accelerate us into a future that we want or better, but we also are raising our awareness to the law of attraction, that everything in our life we've attracted. And once again, not only responsible for, but also to learn from it in its context of attraction. And so as we surround ourselves with the right people and the right ideas, when we become intentional, not just attentional is just what we focus in onto a vision board or thoughts or meditation, but actually taking action in the context of the law of gravity, that we are here. When we take intention of what we do, say, think, feel, and believe, then we can learn at an accelerated manner, find the light, the love, and the lessons in everything that has occurred and everything that will occur. Noting the infinite nature of the past, only limited by our meaning, and the infinite nature of the future, only limited by our self-image, which includes our self-actions, words, thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. It is the law of attraction that assists us in understanding the physics, metaphysics, and quantum physics in the mathematical equation of attention and intention equals the coincidences, the coinciding of that which we have attracted. Raising our awareness of what resonates with us and others, raising our awareness of who and what we surround ourselves with, notating that we should surround ourselves with the right people and the right ideas, that if you show me your friends, I will show you your future. The third law to live by is the law of appreciation. And the law of perception. The law of perception states that within the context of I am here and I've attracted everything to me, and I'm supposed to learn from what it is that is present in my life, because I can't understand what is present in my life at the instantaneous moment that it occurs, meaning that we don't have the capability of understanding or knowing outcomes in our life. Therefore, it is all perception. And what we want to do beyond the law of gravity and the law of attraction is have the law of perception that says, what am I doing to participate in the perception of this outcome? And so to put it into context, when I lost everything in 2008, over $100 million, and went bankrupt, the law of perception was one punishment. And it was not until I realized that I needed to utilize the laws that I live by, the laws of attraction and the law of gravity, to say, what did I do to attract this into my life, and what am I supposed to learn from it? What did I do, say, think, feel, and believe, and what am I supposed to learn from it, so that I become protected and promoted by an outcome that I didn't want, from an outcome that wasn't planned, outcome that in the law of perception seemed to be punishing, but yet it was just a matter of time until it revealed itself. I had a revelation that I was being protected and promoted. In the context of the law of gravity, the law of attraction, and the law of perception is faith. It is the gratitude of the future that allows me to take any outcome that I can't understand or that I don't know, and believe that I'm protected and promoted by something bigger than me, an omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing source that is existing in a system that's abundant and infinite and unified in thought, so that with my gratitude of faith of the future, not just gratitude of the past, finding the light, love, and lessons of the past in the trajectory or aiming towards what I think I want or better, but a faith, a gratitude of the future to find the light, the love, and the lessons in what's occurring today that I'm incapable of understanding or knowing, and seeing today, although I can't understand it, and have and participate in a perception with the law of perception that I'm being protected and promoted by something bigger than me that is protecting and promoting and loves me more than my mom. It is the combination of the law of gravity, the law of attraction, and the law of perception that allow me to spend just minutes and moments in fear, in punishment, in void, shortages, obstacles, mistakes, in defining moments, historical relevances, in the things that most accelerate us in the wrong trajectory, and create even more void, shortages, and obstacles, attract even more of the wrong things, wrong people, and wrong ideas, and now put us in a position of even further struggle to understand how is it with these terrible things occurring, or what I perceive to be or participate in a perception of, that I'm actually protected and promoted and loved at all times. And we need to seek through gratitude to the past to find the light, the love, and the lessons, give meaning to the past that accelerates and aggregates and creates exponential outcomes, a meaning to the present that I don't know or understand the present, but I have faith in the future through finding the light, the love, and the lessons in the future by understanding and knowing one thing, that I don't know what I don't know, but I am protected and promoted by something much bigger than me, does know and loves me more than my mom. These three laws are all here for us to learn. Life is about lessons. Lessons keep on coming until we learn them. And in the context of our search of enjoying the persistent pursuit of our potential is the pursuit of knowledge, of knowing, of understanding. And when we put these into context, we learn more than we ever imagined. We expand, we grow, we accelerate, and our outcomes become exponential. We get to a future that's bigger, brighter, and better than we even imagined. For this to take place and reducing the limitations that we put on the past, present, and future through the laws of gravity, attraction, and perception, we now have the law of appreciation. The law of appreciation says that not only are we here to learn lessons, and lessons keep on coming until we learn them, pain, setbacks, failures, and mistakes are indicators that we're protected and promoted, that we have a lesson to learn, but we are here to provide value. And there's only two ways that we can provide value to create this community of people that want to help each other and know people that can help each other. The only two ways that we can provide value is to give people more of what they like and take away some, if not all, of what they don't like. The law of appreciation says that we add value to everything we do, say, think, believe, and feel, that we're adding value, that we're expanding. And so when your home or your car appreciates, it goes up in value. When we utilize the law of gravity and attraction and perception, we are adding value, we are appreciating, we are finding the light, the love, and the lessons in everything that we do through responsibility, attraction, and the participation in the perception of the outcome that we don't know or understand. The law of appreciation is the motivator and the catalyst to finding the light, the love, and the lessons, because our intentions are to provide and add value to everything we see, do, think, believe, and feel. Appreciation says that everything is expanding and growing and adding value to, in a value add world, not a zero-sum game. And it is this first law of appreciation that allows us to emphasize that there's more than enough of everything for everyone. We are not living as victims. Everything isn't happening to us. We're not living in a scarce trade or negotiation world, a zero-sum game where everything is happening for us. It's actually happening through us to create an influence, not an influence. An influence is spreading dis-ease. An influence is spreading ease. And we spread that ease with the value add perception and the appreciation of everything we do, say, think, feel, and believe. We find the light, the love, and the lessons in it, knowing that life's about lessons and they'll keep coming and learn them. The second law in this triad is the law of acknowledgement. One hand, appreciation says we live in a value add world, but now not only must we appreciate everything we do, say, think, feel, and believe, but we must acknowledge it. Acquire the knowledge. Once again, life being about lessons, lessons keep on coming until we learn them. Pain, setbacks, failures, and mistakes are indicators we have a better place to be, protected and promoted and not punished. The law of acknowledgement says that in order to acquire the knowledge, we must not have what we had before. And in this construct comes the philosophy, which I agree wholeheartedly to, which is the more we give, the more we receive. And most people on earth are taught and live by the law of value add, that the more we give, the more we receive. And the difficulty is that acknowledgement occurs not only by giving, it occurs by losing, being manipulated, stolen, or cheated from. Remember, acknowledgement, the ability to find the light, the love, and the lessons, the ability to know that life is about lessons and learning those lessons, is a mere fact that I don't have what I had before. And when I lose or am cheated or manipulated from what I had, I receive acknowledgement as well. So the law of acknowledgement says I acquired the knowledge of this because I don't have it anymore. And maybe I've even acquired more knowledge when it's stolen, cheated, or manipulated from me, aside when I give it away, knowing that the more that I give, the more I receive. But within the context of zero sum, that means giving a trade or a negotiation. It still works in the realm of scarcity with just enough, the world of just enough for me. But the third law, the law of asking, puts a much needed step precedent to the law of acknowledgement. And the law of asking says that I live in a world of more than enough of everything. We want to have faith of the past. I find meaning or give light, love, and lessons to the past in alignment or synergistic or supplementary to where I want to be or better. I am utilizing my radical humility in the present through gratitude, forgiveness, and the laws of gravity, attraction, and perception in order to facilitate a gratitude of the future, to find the light, the love, and the lessons in what I don't know or understand, the outcomes that exist without judgments and conditions. But unless I ask, unless I add value and acknowledgement to others by giving them the greatest unrecognized or acknowledged appreciation, which is our ability to ask someone for help, ask someone for something, we are confirming the fact that we have faith. There's more than enough of everything for everyone. So when I ask, I'm confirming a value add world, not a zero sum game of trade and negotiation. Because if I ask for more and I receive more, then I can give more and I'll receive even more. And I create the influence, not influence. I'm creating more ease and less dis-ease. And so it's so important for us to get comfortable, not only giving, but comfortable receiving. And the law of asking is the law of receiving. It's the law of confirmation of a world of more than enough of everything, not just enough, not enough. There's no victimization. There's no trade or negotiation. There's no zero sum that we're winners and losers, that when I give, I lose, when they receive, they gain. But instead, it is a value add world of appreciation, acknowledgement, and asking that says we have more than enough of everything for everyone. Therefore, I am more than comfortable and excited and inspired in spirit to utilize the influence to more ease by asking for more, giving more, having a lost, stolen, and cheated from me more in order to receive even more. More abundance, more expansion, more aggregation through the laws of gravity, attraction, and perception, and exponentially receiving greater outcomes than have been even perceived or expected. Which then leads to the how can I get this done? through the laws of gravity and attraction and perception, the law of appreciation, acknowledgement, and asking. And it's the laws of behavior that tie this all together, that reconciles the ferocious Buddha, that we are ferocious with our behaviors and we are Buddhas with our outcomes. And the idea of behavior is the reconciliation of these laws to live by. And the law of behavior says that our behaviors, especially if done consistently and persistently in the pursuit of our potential, in a trajectory where we think we want to be or better, utilizing the laws of gravity and attraction and perception, the laws of appreciation and acknowledgement and asking, that good behaviors create an instant result. Once again, knowing and understanding that we don't know or understand results, but good behavior creates an instant result of good progress. And bad behavior, in the context of the law of behavior, creates an instant result called bad progress. But in order for us to utilize the law of behavior, we have to understand fully the law of what? Gravity, attraction, and perception, and the law of the law of appreciation, acknowledgement, and asking. And so in the context of the law of behavior, that not only must we know what we want personally, experientially, giving and receiving wise, within the law of gravity, utilizing the 24 hours of today, but we have to use all the laws in order to incorporate the law of behavior, that this is what I want today from what I've learned from the past to get to a future that I want that's bigger, brighter, and better than I even imagined. And the law of behavior creates fear because we don't know or understand the outcomes of our behavior, especially instantaneously or even over time. So the pressures are inversely related to behavior and outcomes that we want to be in a better place, a better situation, or live a better life. They're inversely related because what happens is, within the context of the law of behavior, is we start doing good behaviors. We don't understand or know outcomes. We don't understand or know the results. And therefore, when we see that things aren't happening the way that we want them to happen, because we have no capability of knowing that they actually are happening and knowing that there's a different way to it happening than what we see. Therefore, the inverse pressure that the law of behavior has is that we utilize good behavior without having faith that good progress is occurring. So the inverse relationship says quit, because you don't see the outcomes of the results that you want within the law of gravity, attraction, and perception. You don't see the outcome that you want soon enough. And so the majority of the people, 99% of the people, quit before they're 25% of the way there, even though it's half as much time to get to 50% of the way there and half as much time to get to 100% of the way there. And so 99% of the people quit. Of the 1% of the people continue on, another 99% will quit. And within the 1% of the 1%, another 99% will quit before they get to 100% where they want to be or better, because of the inverse proportionality of behavior. But what's even worse in the inverse relationship of behavior, that behavior, good behavior creates good progress, bad behavior creates bad progress. In this inverse relationship is that when we have bad behavior, we don't understand or know the results. Therefore, we continue the bad behavior and quit the good behavior. So in the end, we end up at dis-ease, at an aggregate exponential outcome and acceleration, and wonder why we never get to where we want to be or better. And then we take on a faith of being punished, not protected and promoted. It is the law of behavior that ties together, reconciles the life of the ferocious Buddha. To be ferocious with our behavior, to enjoy the consistent, everyday, persistent, without quit pursuit of our own potential by learning lessons of the past, not limiting ourselves by the meaning of the past, or not limiting ourselves by our own self-expectation image of the future. And in order to do so, we have to use the law of behavior with the same faith of the laws of gravity and attraction and perception, the laws of appreciation, acknowledgement, and asking. And what we want to do is spend minutes and moments interfering with the laws of behavior by identifying fear and then seeing how we react within the context of human nature with our ego, how we react to that fear, either fear of the past or fear of the future, only two types of fear. And then instead of resisting, going over, under, through, or around that fear, lying to it, cheating it, manipulating it, or denying it, we just stop and live by the laws to live by. Breathing through our nose and out through our mouth, remembering and reminding and recollecting the law of gravity, the law of attraction, the law of perception. And then we get into a state of mind of thinking, believing, and appreciating and acknowledging and asking for more. Rolling into the place that we want to be or better with faith, gratitude of the past, the present, and the future. Finding the light, the love, and the lessons in everything. Expanding and growing exponentially, accelerating to a place that we never imagined. Utilize these laws to live by, and I promise you, you will make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun. You will live in a world of more than enough of everything for everyone. You will have a community around you of people that feed you and that you feed, that are most relative to you, a community of people that will help each other and know people that help each other, a community of people that will buy from you and sell for you for a lifetime. These are the laws to live by. In the context of being a ferocious Buddha, I promise you abundant. We belong to the infinite, unified system of thought that seeks to protect and promote us, to put us into a better place, a better situation for all of us. Nick, we will send out the laws to live by exercise. If anybody would want it, just email me, david@dmeltzer.com, david@dmeltzer.com. Nick of time, please reset the room.
We are here at halftime, everybody, and I think that's a little bit of a mic drop from David. So let's get a little bit of a round of applause here, or flash your mics, as I thought that was an incredible first half of this power hour, and I love the new topic. And doing a quick reset of the room here, we are at the halfway point of David Meltzer's Power Hour, of course, here in the Best Your Mind Clubhouse, the Breakfast with Gideons. And now, as David opens things up for Q&A, of course, as you have your questions, please use the hand icon in the lower right-hand corner to join the stage, and of course, we will aim to bring you up. And as David mentioned, if you'd like the guide from today's training, all you have to do is email him directly, david@dmeltzer.com. And that email can also be found in the room chat. Now, with that said, David, I will pass it over to Colleen for the first question of the day. So, Colleen, thank you so much for joining us. Happy Friday. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Love the lesson today. My question is, there's so much information, there's so much knowledge, and so you're talking about your knowledge versus understanding. Do you have a specific repository that you use to capture the knowledge and then hold on to it until you understand it?
Yeah, and I think it's the backbone, almost everything that I do, Colleen. And so what I do is, number one, I capture everything that resonates with me. So I don't try to get every lesson that I learn or everything that people teach me or I listen to or see or talk with. I just have a system that writes down the lessons that resonate with me each day. And then I text them or email them to myself. And then they're in my Outlook box, and I put them in a folder that just says lessons. And then on Sundays, I allot a minimum of time in order to go through the lessons that resonate with me. Not all the lessons, not none of the lessons, just the lessons that resonate with me, that my tuition has elevated my awareness to say, hey, you need to apply your intelligence and your inspiration to this lesson. And so I have on Sundays a folder that has the lessons from the week that resonate with me. Then what I do in order to start that process of understanding and knowing is I tie a story that best represents or teaches or illustrates or raises the awareness to that lesson. And it could be my story, an amalgamation of stories. It could be someone else's stories. But I do research, I pay attention and give intention to that lesson. And then I notate that story with a few words. I don't write out a script. I don't write a whole story, but I notate it. And the way that my mind works through association and working with the incredible Jim Quick and the limitless perspective of my life, this unified, abundant, infinite system of thought that he has tapped into, just came out, by the way, with his revised version of Limitless as well. But within the context of understanding the lessons, and life is about these lessons, and the best way through association of learning the lessons that resonate with me to apply my intelligence and my inspiration to is I just notate a story. And so then I go ahead and start taking those stories and lessons and categorize them. And sometimes they're in multiple categories and have different folders for those categories, which may fall within the context of the laws to live by. Does this fall within the law of attraction, the law of perception, the law of appreciation, or some other subcategory of leadership or mental health or other topics like sales? And go ahead and subcategorize those. And then I use that repository, as you stated, which is just a silo of lessons and stories that allow me to view as many lessons and retain them through the association of the story and the lesson, because I don't have to remember, I just have to access. And when I utilize the system of access instead of remembering, and I use the universe to remember, remind, and recollect, not my brain, I have unlimited capacity, and I just need to have associations in order to access the lessons and the stories that allow me to teach Friday trainings, to do Ask Me Anythings, to do meetups, to do interviews, to do TV shows and podcasts, and write books, and all the other things that I get to do, give speeches, all within that access to the lessons that resonate with me and the stories that best associate those lessons in my life, to give it the meaning, not only where I want to be better, where my community wants to be or better, because my community is a neighborhood of people that resonates with one another, that wants to help one another, that knows people that can help one another, and consistently and exponentially grows itself, expands itself, and accelerates in that manner. And so utilizing the idea of having a system to access and capture that which resonates with you, then that which will resonate with your community as well. And then be able to notate it through some system of association. For me, it's notating a story. For you, it may be something else. Everyone works and operates in a different manner, but knowing thine own self, knowing thine own essence, knowing thine own frequency will create a bigger and better neighborhood of not only people, but ideas, thoughts, words, beliefs, and feelings. And all of this is initiated by me raising my awareness to what I'm resonating with. My intuition is telling me, hey, in the context of the law of gravity, attraction, and the perception, this is resonating with you, which means, hey, pay attention, dummy. Sometime this will be important to you. Through intelligence and inspiration, it will reveal itself. And that great revelation creates a greater expansion of where I want to be or better. One of the cornerstones, spines, backbones of what I do is to capture all the lessons that resonate with me. All right, Nick, who's up next and where should I go?
Absolutely. Let's keep it live here on Clubhouse. The hands are going up quicker than I can even keep with. I'm going to pass it over to Limitless Siga. And then afterwards, let's stay here on Clubhouse as well for Trisha. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, just if anyone needs this exercise as well, I want to reiterate david@dmeltzer.com. Or if you'd like to come visit us next week in Vegas, we'll be filming season 5 of Office Hours. We launch season 5 of 2 Minute Drill on Apple TV. So I just want to make sure everybody is in our neighborhood and is coming to either the meetup or the filming or a VIP dinner. So email me for the exercise of the laws to live by. And I can't wait to hear my friend Limitless herself. What's the question of the day?
Good morning, Dave. I have already emailed you asking for the laws to live by. Hi, Nick. So Dave, God, as usual, so much rich stuff that you're pouring into us. But the one thing that really resonated with me when you mentioned about that even in lust, it is acknowledgement. It resonated with me particularly because about 3 years ago, back to back, I lost the same amount to, not giving it out, but lost it to defrauding, stealing, you name it. And for me, it was pretty significant because it was tens of thousands. The first time it happened, same thing, and you name it. But the second time, I said, oh, wait a minute. This same amount I'm losing in a similar way, defrauding, you name it. There's a lesson here. So my question to you, as someone who lost millions of dollars, and of course used that as an impetus to transform your life even more to where you're blessing not only you and the people around you, but the neighborhoods you've created, which I'm blessed to call myself part of. What would you tell me as I learn from this, knowing that it's definitely a message from the universe, giving the same amount I lost back to back to defrauding? Thank you. Dave, always love being in your neighborhood.
Well, I love it. And I think this is applicable in the laws to live by to number one, the law of gravity, that at the present, you are seeing clues of an outcome, and now you see patterns of an outcome. And now you need to make better choices by what I am supposed to learn from it, not that you're being punished by it. And so this idea of clues, patterns, and choices allow us to raise our awareness to what I'm supposed to learn, because life's about lessons. The lessons keep on coming. So where do I find the appreciation in losing this money? Where do I find the lessons, the acknowledgement, and now the choice of what am I supposed to ask for? What people, what knowledge, what lessons am I supposed to ask for? What am I supposed to ask for? Am I learning that even through loss, that I have a limitation to self? That it is in the context of my own self-image that I keep losing the exact amount of money, that there's a thermostat to my potential, my infinite abundant philosophy, whether it's gain or loss, that I just keep resetting myself at the same level, that I am limiting my future by my own self-image, which has now indicated itself by not the gain of how much I can make, but in very similar circumstances to many people, it's losses as well. One of the reasons that I was able to make back the amounts of money that I was able to make back is because that clues in the patterns of my past, in the losses from the manipulation, the stealing, the deny, all the different things that I learned, was not just the limitation of my potential of how much I could learn, but the limitation of the potential of how much I could lose. Knowing that acknowledgement is a gain in a value add world. It's not a zero sum game, it's a value add game. And that is not just the gains that limit myself, but it's the losses. And when I can extract through gratitude, finding the light, the love, and the lessons and the losses, as well as the gains, and being able to utilize acknowledgement to find those lessons and light and love in it, then I can expand my own self-image so that when I ask for more, that not only will I receive more, but I'll be okay with acknowledgement of more, of losing more, having more manipulated and stolen and cheated from me, because I know there's more than enough. And in the law of gravity, in the realistic world in which we live in, this is why timing And risk tolerance is so important because it allows us to identify, to awareness to the limitations that we are putting on ourselves in this infinite world. And then we can pick and choose what limiting actions, words, thoughts, beliefs, and feelings best serve us, so that at the very least we can incrementally aggregate, accelerate, and exponentially grow. Knowing that we live within the context of the law of gravity and utilizing the law of attraction, utilizing the law of perception in order to effectuate an expansion, an appreciation, a new acknowledgement, and the ability to ask for confirming I live in a world of more than enough in the context of a limited world, limited by the meaning I give the past, 24 hours of the present, and my self-image of the future. That's it. And it's not the amount that we gain or lost. It is the expansion and perception of this limitless Siga that we want to be. Because the minute we live in limitlessness, the minute we believe in the infinite, abundant, unified system of thought, the minute we believe there's more than enough of everything for everyone, then every belief that we have is limited. And then therefore, we need to work within the construct of the law of gravity to say, if all that I believe is here, and I know that I'm limited by the meaning, the 24 hours, and my self-image, therefore, what of these actions, words, thoughts, beliefs, and feelings best serve me? Knowing and understanding they're limited, and also knowing and understanding I don't know what I don't know. Therefore, I seek the lessons to know more, and notating that if I know more, I will realize not only do I know more, but now I know more that I don't know. There's more to know. And it's not a matter of the more I know, the less I know. No, it's the more I know there is to know. And once again, I therefore need to choose the limiting beliefs, words, thoughts, etc., that best serve me in the context of the 24 hours of today, of what I want, who I can help, who can help me, best to get done within the activities of the day, paid for, unpaid for, planned, unplanned, even our sleep, and then prioritize that which best serves us today by learning from the past and putting it into action for a better place, a better position, a better situation of the future. I therefore am, instead of searching for the why, I'm utilizing the love and the lessons to apply my inspiration, apply my why to be more productive, accessible, and gracious with my time. Once again, using the law of gravity, attraction, perception, appreciation, acknowledgement, and asking for more. Creating better behaviors, better progress, better outcomes with faith that I'm being protected and promoted, not punished. Your name indicates all that you need to know. You are limited. What are you doing to interfere with it? And what thoughts, beliefs, words, and feelings are best serving you in that limitation of limitlessness? The Limitless Siga, thank you so much for joining me. I love you. I can't wait to see you in person again. She gives the best hugs in the world and the biggest smile I know. You are a bright light that's liberating others to shine as well. Thank you, Limitless.
Thank you, David. As usual, you're the best.
I love you. Thank you. All right, nick of time. Reset the room and bring up our next fantastic friend.
Of course, we are rocking and rolling here. We just entered the fourth quarter, so of course, as you have your questions for David, if you want to try to get those in, make sure to request to join the stage here. Or of course, if you're not able to get your questions answered today, want a copy of the guide from today's training, or even David's book, which he'll be happy to send a copy, and even pay for shipping. All you have to do is email David directly, david@dmeltzer.com. And email can also be found in the room chat. Now, with that said, I will go ahead and pass the mic over to Trisha, who's been patiently waiting on stage here for her question. Trisha, happy Friday. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask your question. Thanks so much.
Happy Friday. Thank you, Nick. Just a quick question, David. You had mentioned about foldering experiences and lessons that you learned. I was just wondering, Are there specific people with all the noise that's around in the world? Are there specific people that you listen to get lessons from? Or do you listen to everybody? Do you listen? I know that we talk about that you can learn from many people.
It's impossible to listen to everybody. Although I'd like to, I just don't have that capability or time. So a couple distinctions or subtleties in what I do is, I capture that which resonates with me. There are people that I listen to every day. And so I listen to the Course in Miracles every day, Napoleon Hill every day, Dr. Wayne Dyer every day, the 81 verses of the Tao every day. I trace calligraphies every day to understand and raise my awareness, to listen to, quote unquote, intuitively what I am supposed to focus in on at a certain amount of time. I meditate every day. I utilize the interviews that I do and whoever I attract into my day, and I capture only the lessons that resonate with me. And do I get them all? No. Sometimes life is happening and the simple things to do are unfortunately simple not to do. And I forget the lesson, or I don't do it now, and I lose the lesson that resonated with me. And hopefully I'll have time to go back, or it'll represent itself. Or I am too lazy to write it down on my nightstand at 3 a.m. But the majority of the time, I am capturing that which resonates with me. I have certain people every day that I listen to, and then I allow the laws of gravity, attraction, and perception to bring into my life the lessons that I am supposed to be aware of, and I try to capture as many percentage-wise as I can. This practice is great for me. It may or may not work for you, but it certainly, I think, has contributed to the expansion and acceleration in my life to enjoy that consistent, persistent pursuit of what I am, not what I want other people to think I am.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. And if anybody wants any recommendations on those books with Napoleon Hill or Wayne Dyer, the 81 verses of the Tao, Course in Miracles, I'm more than happy. I also am happy to send my book to other people that may resonate with you, which is an aggregate or a summary of a lot of different quotes and lessons that I've learned in my journey. Just email me. I'll sign a copy for this community. I will pay for the book and shipping. Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Happy to send you my books as well, david@dmeltzer.com. Nick, we got about 9 minutes left. Time flies when you're having fun within the context of the laws to live by. Go ahead, reset the room, and where should I go next?
Absolutely. We are getting close here to the end of David Meltzer's Power Hour with, of course, the best room in Clubhouse, the Breakfast with Champion. And as we are getting these last few questions in, as David said, if you're not able to get your questions answered today, want a book, an exercise from today's training, etc., all you have to do is email him directly. Takes 1 second, and I promise you, it can not only put you in a trajectory of where you want to be or better, but it will absolutely change your life. With that said, the email is just david@dmeltzer.com, and of course, that can be found in the room chat here as well. David, let's stay here on Clubhouse as we have Patricia, who's been patiently waiting and has her question. So, Patricia, happy Friday. Feel free to ask yourself some questions. Thanks so much.
Thank you, and happy Friday to everyone. Thank you for bringing me up. I am a proud owner and founder of a nonprofit, and I just did a TEDx stage talk. My question to David is, I want to leverage that experience to be able to elevate and to bring more awareness of why societal norms, perception, and generational biases has impacted the trades industry. How can I best do that to bring awareness by using the platform that I have and the ones that I'm pursuing to be able to do that?
Oh, I love this question, and it's at the core of building community. And my ultimate objective is to build a community of over 1 billion people, of happy people that are helping one another and know people that can help one another. In order to build that community, we need to elevate the awareness to that which resonates, or the essence of your message of energetic inheritance, and this bias that's created through that inheritance, whether it's intentional, hopefully not, or unintentional. And we need to raise the awareness. And the way that we do this is thinking about Shakespeare, is to acknowledge the knowledge that the size, scope, and scale of the audience is unfathomable. That 7.6 billion people that are accessible to us as individuals is extraordinary, extraordinary. It's never been ever in the of history an ability that the individual has had, and yet it is there today. That you, me, anyone here at Breakfast Champions has access to about 7.6 billion people. And now knowing that, we can take our TED Talk, where we've assimilated 17 minutes of genius, the expression of God, aligned with that which is most important to us, that which resonates with us the most, our essence. And we have and can capture it when we do our TEDx talk. And when we capture that, we now have the ability to modify it. Modify it for every single platform, and utilize that modification every single day to elevate the awareness to that subject matter or topic that's most important to us, and continue to understand, within the guise of the size, scope, and scale of the audience in which we have access to, that although it seems repetitive in nature, that people, number one, that are in our community enjoy the repetitive nature of learning lessons again and again and again, or listening to stories again and again and again, or listening to music again and again and again. If you go to the Rolling Stones concert and Satisfaction's not played, you're bummed, even though you can get it anywhere for free and listen to it 100 times a day. If you go to that concert and you don't hear that same song the same way, you are bummed. That's because repetition is actually an ability to resonate at a stronger frequency, a wider spectrum, and a clearer message. Things unravel themselves like an onion. And so we need to capture our TED Talks. We need to modify it. We need to amplify it every day so that it is perpetual. It lives its own life, that people are buying it and selling for you the ideas that you are trying to disseminate within the context of your charitable cause or purpose. And so understanding Shakespeare, that one, the whole world is your stage, and two, that we now can capture, modify, amplify, and perpetuate our essence, and allowing more and more people through the law of behavior to aggregate, to grow, to attract into our community people that are buying from us that idea and selling for us that idea, buying from us that charity and selling for us that charity, whatever it is that you're looking to expand, to exponentially grow and accelerate, to speed that process up, to appease human nature, that we must be receiving better than we anticipated by the behaviors, the positive behaviors, in order to get the positive outcomes, to reverse the inverse proportionality of behavior. That good behaviors create good progress, bad behaviors create bad progress, and we continue good behaviors even though we don't know and understand the outcomes or the results of those behaviors. Capture, modify, amplify, perpetuate that TED Talk, any other thing that you do that resonates with you and your community, and eventually the size, scope, and scale of your community will continue to parallel the size, scope, and scale of the total addressable community of 7.6 billion people. Thank you so much. That's one of the key components of building a community. And all of us should be doing it, no matter if it's 2 people, 200, 2,000, 100,000, 2 million, or 200 million, it doesn't matter.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Nick, we got time for a quick one. 2 minutes left. What do you want to do?
Absolutely. You want to go ahead and take a quick question online?
Yeah, because I can control the time that way. There's a ton of questions here, but several people are asking about how to handle rejection, resistance, and no. And I have two different rules that I use for no. And one is in the context of prospecting. And in the context of prospecting to me, because of the size, scope, and scale of an audience, is getting people to call me back. And so for me, I have a 25 no rule, which says if I reach out to 25 people, eventually one of them will call me back. And I have to be okay with the first, second, third, fourth, etc., people not calling me back. In other words, I get more and more excited that it's only about 25 no's until someone gets back to me. Then within the context of managing and developing a vision, when I have a relationship, someone has called me back, I use a 3 no rule, which says that if we are in a relationship and have a go, no go plan, which I'll send you, by the way, which changed my life. If I have a go, no go plan of how our relationship will be managed and developed together, and you tell me to call you on Friday and you're busy, that's 1 no. You tell me to call you back on Saturday and you don't answer, that's 2 no. You tell me to call you back on Monday, or I call you back on Monday and you tell me you're too busy, I tell you, hey, this isn't the right time. When it is, call me back. Now I'm utilizing the law of gravity, attraction, and perception in order to effectuate the maximizing of my productivity, accessibility, and gratitude by using the 3 no rule. 50% of people will accelerate the time frame in which they get back to me, and 50% of the people will never get back to me. Both are extremely advantageous. Both are a better utilization of the law of gravity, attraction, and perception, and time. It allows me to be more productive, more accessible, more gracious. It allows me to be more efficient, effective, and statistically successful. Utilize the 25 no rule. Utilize the 3 no rule. And I promise you, will make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun. You will live in the world of more than enough, protected and promoted, like all of us. Email me for the exercises, the laws to live by, my book. It doesn't matter. David@dmeltzer.com. Join our community. We would certainly appreciate it. David@dmeltzer.com. Nick, close out the room. It's 7 a.m. Pacific time. I appreciate everyone. We'll be back every Friday. Been doing this for 24 years. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you. Come see us next week in Las Vegas. We're doing a meetup at 4:30. Come reach out to us in Vegas. We're filming Thursday and Friday to win. We love seeing you. We appreciate you. This has been the laws to live by. Reach out for a book or an exercise on the laws to live by. David@dmeltzer.com. Remember, most importantly, be more interested than interesting. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds. See you later.